Chicago. So
these are two guys that really love neutral. These guys really like to play that bait and punish game on stage, getting those whiff punishes. So I want to see how Ravenking especially tackles this matchup, because I don't see him get to play Palutena very much. And as we know, Ravenking loves those edge guards. He loves to go deep off stage with those Joker back airs, but you don't get as many of those opportunities against Palu because she's just going for that teleport.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I don't even remember the last time I've seen Ravenking play a Palutena. I feel like it's been so long. Like, I think the only one that possibly comes to mind, I mean, is Atreus, Minnesota.
Atreus,
yeah.
I don't know, like, if they have played as much. You guys have had a couple Palus here and there, like Toru.
Oh yeah, Toru, yeah.
But Palu's just a character that you have to have like a good Palu in the scene just to have understand that matchup. But especially early meta, we there's Palus, so it's kind of ingrained in you as a player. But getting into this game one here, starting out on PS2, you've got that Arsene about to pop, and that's like what you don't want if you're CRB, having Arsene come out when you're in disadvantage already.
It's not too bad. It's even right now. Ravenking does have Arsene, so he could most definitely even out the percentages here. But it's just not looking too good. He's stuck in that corner, and we see it attacking in. But CRB is pretty much in the driver's seat right now with this side beam, but gonna be eating it and having another Arsene out on the first stock.
Just holding that Rebels guard off stage and immediately getting Arsene back. But sliding into the DMs with that up tilt and sealing out the stock. That was a sneaky up tilt coming out from CRB.
Yeah, I'm loving the up tilt options coming from CRB though. We don't see that too much. I feel like we usually see a lot of like up smash and like, as you mentioned, down tilt back here. We've seen the tried and trues kind of bread and butter for Palutena, and I feel like CRB is showing us something new. A little bit of his Palutena, and especially like the forward smash we've seen, and like again like the autical reticles, the usage a little bit more. So we're just seeing more of like CRB here. So I'm glad we're seeing more of Wisconsin finally in a Wisconsin regional. And
you have to have those like flavor pieces of player on a character that's like quote unquote straightforward like Palu, where she has a lot of really strong buttons, but it can also be kind of predictable where you expect her to go for certain things in certain situations. So he knows when to mix in those little accent pieces, things you wouldn't expect. You see a lot of those downers too, just to take those up close and personal situations and finding a back downer once again, taking that stock at about 80%.
Wow, that was very sharp coming from CRB there. However, Ravenking is going to be looking for Arsene once again. Going to need a little bit of a boost to take this stock here. And there is the backer coming out, and the A-Hawk killing CRB. What?
DIing too far to the blast zone there. Probably need to DI up instead of to the right, so Ravenking just barely finding his way back into the game there, and still has Arsene for a little longer. Yeah, just really dead even game right now, but no Arsene in the tank. CRB needs to hold this ledge trap. Ooh, getting that up smash on the timing though. Yeah,
that was good timing. And the pacing of this game has been very quick between these two players. Stocks have been flying past these two. And I'm just excited to see how the rest of the set goes.
I think it'll be a really back and forth set. Characters with a similar archetype just in terms of how they like to play neutral, but then if they need to go for those big home run options. They get home runs. Babe Ruth about to come through in the form of Arsene. This is a time that you really need that Arsene for Ravenking.
Yeah.
Maybe finding that drag down fair one, looking for a downer up smash. But so far CRB just keeping him at bay, but in the corner to find his way out, but getting that jumper in that backer will take it for Ravenking just barely.
Yeah, short hop backer is the beloved of Joker and many. However, though, I really do like that CRB was able to keep it so close. You don't see many competitors that are able to keep it so close with, you know, the best of other states and regions as well. And considering that you said as well, CRB in contestant of #1 in Wisconsin as well, I mean, that's good to see more new faces on the PRs, and we see just kind of like a rotation and cycle of more players that are getting more drawn into the game. So seeing this kind of performance from CRB is nice. It's nice to see.
It's definitely been a long time coming for him too, where he has been around since Smash 4 and started out earlier in the game playing more Lucina, switching over to Palu. always been a really strong player, but more recently has been trying to be more active, more consistently at these kind of big events. So you just see as he's able to hold his own against these other top players in the Midwest. But Ravenking, no stranger to the bright lights in these scenarios. Already has a second place this weekend in Rivals 2 under his belt. So trying to make his way into another grand finals here in Ultimate, up 1-0 in Losers Finals. I got something for you.
Yeah, a little too greedy on the Rebels guard there, but we're going to be holding the 63% even percentage anyways. It doesn't truly matter here. However, this Arsene has the potential to turn things around, or CRB is going to shut it down. No second up air follow-up, though.
Also, Arsene get nearly completely drained just in a couple hits from Palutena, but now you're in a corner situation and you're not ready for the ledge trump, so you eat that back here. Once again, taking a pretty early stock for Ravenking.
Yeah, CRB can turn this around quickly. I mean, with his own down tilt back air, if you will. Or if we see one right here. Okay, teleport, safe option. Maybe we're going to be looking for Dare. Yeah, I knew it. Is that going to kill it? Is that too far? Oh!
Interrupting that grapple, but makes his way back once again. But now in the corner, just landing with that back air, so smart. But still needs to find that last big hit, and he finds his own back air this time around.
A little taste of his own medicine, and we're just kind of back at square one now. However, CRB off to a good start, got that down throw into a little bit of aerials here. Building up that Arsene meter though, however, this could be trouble for CRB. He's got to be careful here.
What do you do here for Ravenking? You have to eat that down tilt back air. You cannot snap to the ledge. Just barely getting around that ledge trap scenario. And now this is where Joker really comes out to play. For that corner pressure, but that Arsene hiding once again. Ravenking immediately back in this. We get the ledge trap. CRB taking his time in the corner. Again, like we talked about how Ravenking loves to go off stage for those back airs, but you just do not get the opportunity against Palutena.
Yeah, it's not even worth it. I'm realizing that he's also seeing that you know what, I'm just gonna hold stage, because what's more threatening, a stage on, or I mean a Palu on stage or off stage? And honestly, I think on stage is more threatening. Unless
you just lure him into a false sense of security, right, and eventually go for those edge guards. But if you want to stay patient, you can find those forward tilts like you just found. So sometimes it's, you know, good things come to those who wait.
Yeah.
Okay, man. Again, good things come to those who wait.
Having a little more patience that time around. Gonna safely teleport, looking for another. Okay, I thought CRB was gonna look for something cheesy there. Maybe another ledge trap back air. Maybe back through here. Yep.
Trying to interrupt the edge guard with that gun, but CRB just waiting and staying on stage, playing around it. And now this is where CRB makes his money. He gets these back. He gets the snares back and forth in a quick 48. Arsene about to come online. A little more on this meter.
Yeah, CRB has not been able to land a hit on Ravenking. However, now that he has, Arsene is out to play. So got to play a little more reserved. Just a little bit. Oh.
Turn on back air in that situation. Wow, from Ravenking. Another back air might be in his future real soon. Softest little dash attack to interrupt. Yeah.
Oh,
CRB just, he's like trying to go for these whiff punishes to play around Arsene and drain that meter, but then he puts himself in those perilous situations.
Yeah. He just throws himself in there, and it's just the not best positioning to have.
He's trying to get those whiff punishes, try to interrupt, but as Palu, I think it's so underrated for players to just run away from Arsene.
Yeah, I mean, there are very few characters that can contest with it. Oh, I think we're seeing the Lucina swap, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah, so
okay.
you were right. You were right. Mentioning the Lucina.
And we are on a smaller stage, you're on a small battlefield where Joker having that better mobility, that's okay in this situation. Lucina's still going to be able to play into that. I'm trying to figure out, what does Lucina do here better than Palu?
Good question.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of working though. I mean, they're pretty much at even right now.
I'm
really
legitimately drawing a blank. I guess
because
you have consistent, you know, those disjoints in front and behind, but Palu has those too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like Palutena basically has the same thing because she has a staff.
sometimes it's a pace of change of pace thing. But CRB a player that he's not going to make a counter pick just to do it. He's looking for something specific. I want to see, maybe it's more having that forward-facing disjoint in that air just to hold that space. You're seeing him use that a lot. Keep Ravenking at bay, up close. But you're kind of sacrificing that early guaranteed damage that you saw from Palu.
Yeah.
For more consistent damage throughout the stock.
I mean, that's maybe what CRB wants. It is a trade-off, you know, kind of sacrificing the early lead, as you mentioned, but being able to stay more consistent with percentage build-up. However, we're still going to take the stock. Regardless of the early percent building up, we're still going to have to tank this 130%. So, yeah, Lucina is not heavy as far as I remember. However, if CRB can take the stock, yeah, that's unfortunate. Never mind. Send way
Just
too
the
far.
ugliest angle of all time
Yeah.
coming from that forward tilt. Ravenking really taking a liking to that forward tilt as time goes on, but being swatted away. Wow, just barely avoiding that back there would have been in a rough spot. But now CRB needs to get out of this situation. Lucina, pretty poor landing options. And that's where you're also sacrificing with this switch.
Yeah, it's tough to say because we were seeing a bit of like rough landings with CRB's Palutena as well, like the teleport, especially in that Kilo set. So we'll see. Oh, gosh.
Just barely rolling through on that forward smash. Ravenking with the right idea, but gonna live to see another day in this stock. That forward tilt coming through once again, and he did use his jump there.
Yeah.
So those forward tilts just continuing to be the MVP as this set goes on for Ravenking.
Oh my gosh, going really far down. It's a little scary there. Oh.
Now you lose a bit of that home run potential that Palu can find with those smash attacks. Really only have that forward smash for Lucina. This is looking tough as this goes on, especially when you're in this kind of hole. Arsene is so good. And I think this is curtains here. You cannot take that back.
It's just way too low. Like, there's just so much damage, and Arsene sends you so far off, and like once you get into higher percentages, you're just gone.
And man, again, we just could not figure out what Lucina did better in that situation than Palu. You have a worse disadvantage. You have less consistent damage output, but CRB a really smart player. I'm sure there was something there, but the answer ended up not, materializing. So Ravenking can find his way back into a rematch with the Tata in Grand Finals.
Yeah, but we're gonna be taking a little. Are we taking a break?
I think you just want to come back to us. Oh,
okay.
taking a little break.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna get a quick beat before Grand Finals. So stay strapped in, guys, and we will be right back for one, maybe two more sets. So
Don't
stick around and
jinx
find
it.
out.